The House is resumed. Kia ora tātou, nō reira te whare. Good evening, honourable members. Prior to the dinner break at 6 p.m, the Honourable Member Tim McIndoe was speaking. He was addressing the Housing Corporation Amendment Bill. The Honourable Member has 9 minutes and 25 seconds remaining to speak. I invite the member to seek the call.
I'm delighted to seek the call, Mr Speaker, but I may not require the full 9 minutes and 25 seconds.
I call the Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Before the dinner adjournment, I was making the point that it had actually taken 2 Labor speakers to clarify that the opposition is actually supporting this bill to its first reading. And I mention that point again because listeners to this debate could be forgiven for thinking that they're hotly opposed to it. In fact, Marion Street was positively vitriolic in some of her comments while saying that they were going to be voting for it to go through to Select Committee. Mr Speaker, the changes in this bill will focus the Housing New Zealand Corporation on its primary purpose of providing good quality state housing to those who are most in need of such support in our society for the duration of that need. And I'm sure that even the Honourable Shane Jones will understand and support that objective. Mr Speaker, I've had the opportunity to see the range and quality of Housing New Zealand properties and stock in the suburbs of the Hamilton West electorate. And I've been very impressed by the new houses and units that have been built in recent times. Ours is a rapidly growing city, and Housing New Zealand Corporation has a big challenge in keeping up with the demand. Added to that, the challenges associated with maintaining and repairing some of the older Housing New Zealand Corporation houses are considerable and can cause angst for the tenants of those dwellings. I'm sure that all elected MPs in this House will have had quite a lot of experience of dealing with concerns of that nature. Given the magnitude of those tasks, it is appropriate that Housing New Zealand be directed to this work and not diluted by a secondary obligation to provide policy advice that is currently also provided by another agency, namely the Department of Building and Housing. The building and maintenance challenges that I've spoken of are properly the concern of the Department of Building and Housing, and only the Labor Party could believe that it takes 2 government departments to do the same job. That's the mentality that brought about an explosion of bureaucracy without improving core services in the previous decade, and which diverted increasingly scarce resources from important areas of need. So this bill will help to rectify matters in one important area of social policy, and I welcome its introduction.
I call